see if we can work out.
How did this? Oh, just got it wrong.
Tyre's gone down, I think. The car suddenly looked as though it went low on a corner, and that flips over, lands on all fours. There's another impact into the barrier. That is a monster.
Well, you saw better than me, and if you think that tyre deflated, then that obviously the cause of that. But my goodness me, at the speed they were doing, the car just took off, didn't it?
Ingram going in a little bit too hot into Riches, losing the back end, spinning back across in front of Mark Leach, who with nowhere to go was launched into a series of rolls.
Looking at the orange car.
Oh, you see him pumping it right there now that he's set it. He shot the front end, not do anything. Then it took one pedal adjustment. He got the front end down a little bit, but it locked right up.
Luca Giotto is okay. That in real time.
A lovely picture of the guardrail there. A nice... Oh! Goodness me! Goodness me! Marcin Hua.
So he's going to go for it. We've got Heathcote having a look as well at Morocco. Shield there now on the outside. Oh, big green! Got the power down a little bit early coming out of there. That's very worrying. That's not the view that we wanted to see. It causes all sorts of problems. Heathcote's out. He catches Harry King as well, and that's going to be a red flag.
Done, but he sets it up very nicely for the exit of Parabolica. He could get the move into turn one at the Rettifilio. Oh, big accident! Oh my goodness! We're going to get a red flag here, surely. If not a safety car, that is a big one. Watch again now. Maybe we should be able to see the entirety of... Oh, it's a spin from Bauer. That's what triggered it. Bauer spins, clips the 4 and the 66. So that's what caused it. Bauer loses it. Iserman desperately tried to get out of the way.
Head towards Mandarin. This is going to be dicey. Brilliant overtake by Bamba. How do you do? Oh, no, 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 no. Macau strikes again. And the horrible, horrible sight of Lauren Van Tor.
Todd Hazelwood. Oh, big trouble at the end of the back straight. And that's a terrible incident. A terrible incident for Hazelwood. Wild card appearances this year. Here's another angle of it. Violent impact, huge energy dissipated by the tyre barrier.
You can see there, just loses the rear. Now, get the thoughts of Paul de Resta after like the session. Nothing's moving on the track whatsoever. Paul, is that the grip just wasn't there that should have been?
That's a question. Talking about, I'm not exactly sure, but this is a big failure there.
That's a big hit, Jack. That's an enormous hit
on Todd Kelly. And you see there, instantly no brakes. He's gone to the inside to miss drill in the back of Todd Kelly. He's gone across the inside of the tyre bundle, backed his car into the rear of Lee Holdsworth, and it has opened the back of that.
He said, well, I either hit Todd Kelly or I bail out of that and try and avoid and get lucky and avoid everyone. And Holdsworth copped the brunt of that in the right rear corner of the Preston Hire Commodore, as did So this will show it really well.
And Lee was nearly past. He nearly got that gap between the cars. But I would suggest a bit of suspension damage to Lee's car. I reckon that car will be back.
Longer than everyone else. They talked about a wing adjustment. They vetoed that wing adjustment and a crash on the track.
Huge crash on the front straightaway. Looks like Connor Daly and I believe Joseph Newgarden.
You see with which Connor's car snaps. Watch this. He gets loose and now he's going to correct.
And something's got to give. And Lewis Leeds keeps his foot into the touch. Oh no! No! And what a disaster!
Il y a une grosse bagarre. Oh, oh là là.
Oh, attention! Oh, le crash terrible! Le crash terrible de Sacha Botman! Le crash terrible.
Oh, trouble already through the tri-oval. 78 goes around. The 98, they're teammates. It's a big one at Daytona.
4 lines back and did. The 78 definitely moved to the inside. Don't know if he had any help. Maybe it turned him sideways right into his teammate, the 98 of Gus Dean, that pushed him back up the racetrack right in front of the pack.
Look at Kevin Thomas Jr. in that 22, gets minimal damage, middle of your screen. This is a kid that had never raced on a facility bigger than a half-mile prior to today, and that was a pretty nice save by him.
You can't tell from that angle whether the 78 got a little bit of contact that turned him around down into the inside line where he collected his teammate Gus Dean. See all these drivers, that you see all that smoke. It's way worse from racetrack level.
I think about Greg Alding, Frank Kimmel, some of those drivers. Brett Hudson would have started right in the middle of the pack, probably been collected, dropped to the rear, and I don't think any of them got any damage.
Boy, it almost looked like there might have been a little bit of contact right there to turn that 78 sideways. If there would have been an opening down to the inside, he probably would have got away with it, but not this early in the race.
On board
no
with
openings.
Gus Dean. That's Cole Powell on the outside.
Look at the rear of that car. Look how close to 83 is Derek Lancaster. Definitely contact from behind that sent him down across the racetrack.
Awares, here's a look. Oh no, down the inside. One of the Phoenix racing cars, the 16, and that is a monster crash.
Oh dear. Well, if the race control follows protocol, that's going to be at least a drive-through for the 16 car. If you give that to the Bentley earlier on for the one at the chase, you've got to give it there as well.
We spoke all day today about risk minimisation.
And that was Felix Baumgartner.
And not taking chances when you're lapping cars slower than you, because there's no point. And unfortunately, it ends up in things like that.
And just unluckily hits the unguarded part of the...
Dann werden Sie die Startampel eingeblendet sehen und dann geht der Sport darunter in die erste Kurve. So, die Ampel ist eingeblendet, auch hinten sieht das ganz gut aus und die Rennleitung gibt das Rennen frei und los geht's. Vollgas, der Lamborghini vorne, das schwarze Auto und da gibt's gleich einen heftigen Unfall, der zum Abbruch führen wird. Mit einem mehrmaligen Überschlag. Das ist mal richtig in die Hose gegangen und das muss rot geben. Um Gottes Willen, was für ein Unfall. Rot ist draußen. Jetzt müssen wir erstmal gucken, dass da alle okay sind. Riesencrash. Das sind Sandritter Klingmann, da ist ein Audi von Abt, der sich mehrmals überschlagen hat. Toni Seiler sehe ich aus dem Auto klettern, der da gestartet ist in der Corvette. Dann steht da das RWT-Auto von Calway. Aber wie sieht's in der 11 aus? Jetzt kommen da erste Hilfskräfte, die über die Boxenmauer wohl springen. Jetzt sind auch die DMSB-Staffeln da und ich glaube, der kommt raus. Müssen wir einfach jetzt abwarten, wie sich das entwickelt. Wir werden Ihnen in Patricks Analyse mal die ersten Bilder zuspielen. Achten Sie auf die Mitte des Bildes.
Der Mercedes, der HTP-Mercedes, der war eigentlich ausschlaggebend. Der hatte schon mal angezuckt und dann musste er zurücknehmen, die Corvette. Die 1er Corvette ist ausgewichen und dann ging das eigentlich los, diese Kettenreaktion. Das müssen wir auch jetzt nochmal uns in Ruhe anschauen. Aber der HTP-Mercedes von Maximilian Götz, der hat kurz gezuckt, musste dann, weil das Rennen nicht freigegeben war, nochmal zurücknehmen vom Gas. Und dann wichen quasi alle aus. Und wir sehen hier die Berührung zwischen dem Auto von Niki Thiem mit der 11 im Audi. Trifft im Prinzip Daniel Keilwitz, dreht sich dann quer durchs Feld fliegend und dann gibt es einfach diese Kettenreaktion. Klingmann mit rausgerissen, Sven Barth mit entsprechend berührt und dann hier an der Mauer rechts der Audi die Rolle gedreht. Wow. Puh.
Also Kettenreaktion, keine Schuldfrage, Patrick, sehe ich das richtig? Muss man da sagen, unglückliche Umstände, Racing ist gefährlich?
Ja, lass uns doch mal erst einmal da in Ruhe drauf schauen. Ja. Also wir sehen, wie der Audi von Niki Thiem, der hat ein bisschen den Weg nach links eingeschlagen, aber das war in der Perspektive vorher zu sehen. Wow, was Bilder, Wahnsinn. War zu sehen, dass einfach der Mercedes vorher nicht optimal weggekommen ist. Der hatte einmal schon angezogen und dann musste er wieder zurücknehmen und durch das Ausweichen ist im Prinzip dann alles hier in Bewegung gekommen.
Das ist die Sicht vom Bug, der das Auto ja einigermaßen fängt. Der rollt ja langsam dann durch das Chaos.
Er kriegt einen Treffer von hinten. Er kriegt einen Treffer von hinten. Jetzt sehen wir nochmal aus der Perspektive von Dominik Baumann.
Der wegkommt vorne hier. Der war ja auf 4 gestartet.
Ja, machst du gar nichts. Also da fährst du als Jens Klingmann und kriegst im Prinzip 2 Autos, die dich treffen. Ei.
Hat sich Klingmann dahinter auch überschlagen?
Nee. Sah nicht so aus.
Da ist nur die Motorhaube wahrscheinlich fliegen gegangen. Und das natürlich hier die entsetzten Gesichter in der Prosperia-Box.
Ja, Kelvin van der Linde rechts im Bild.
Ja.
Und Stefan.
Left rear with a big dent in it as well, and he followed off the, oh my goodness, that's a huge impact coming out of the carousel. Followed off the number 56 car of Eric Voss, who came off the circuit, coming out of the carousel through a whole